Hey guys, welcome back to the Homemade Haven. My name is Robert. In today's video, we will be taking you along how we set our garden beds up for a system we ordered through DripWorks. In today's video, we'll go over the parts that we used, how we installed them, the tools you'll need to install the system, and a couple of things that we learned along the way that we just didn't think about ahead of time. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get started. Okay, so for our beds, this is a quick rundown of the material list, different parts that we use and the tools that we use to assemble everything. This is actually a lot more simple than I anticipated or than I thought it would be. Everything is compression fitting, so you just kind of push the pieces together and then they twist and interlock. But before we get too far into this, anybody interested in doing a DripWorks system, I would go to dripworks.com, scroll all the way to the bottom of their page, click on resources, and then when that opens up, there is a tab that says Gallery of Plans, I believe is what it says. And so whether you're going to do an irrigation system in the ground, or you're going to do a raised garden bed, or you have some other kind of setup, they have all kinds of different plans there where you can click on the plan and it's a blueprint and it gives you the part number for each individual piece and a layout of how you would set yours up. Of course, you'd probably adapt it to your own specific situation, but it helped me get started with our plan here and really be able to visualize it. Let's talk about DripWorks shipping for a second. They were very efficient in getting the things here based off of their standard shipping. I don't know where you live in the country, but they ship from California. We live in North Carolina, so from coast to coast, it took us like 3 or 4 days using their standard shipping. I'm just gonna emphasize their standard shipping. And if you get on their website and start checking out, and you get through the checkout process, you'll see why I emphasize the standard. I don't see the need in doing their expedited or their 2-day or their overnight shipping. Their standard was pretty quick for us. So all of our main lines coming from the house and are buried underground from bed to bed are a 1/2-inch plastic tubing. So for each bed, you'll need a little bit of 1/2-inch tubing. You'll need, we used 2 elbows, 1 T-fitting. These things called Goof Plugs. They basically plug into the end of your drip line, and it's like a stopper. You have some other ones that look like the Goof Plugs, but they're hollow. These are called transfer barbs, 1/4-inch transfer barbs. And so what you do with those transfer barbs is there's a little tool where you punch a hole into your 1/2-inch tubing that your transfer barb plugs into. And then you take your drip tape, your 1/4-inch drip tape. Your 1/4-inch drip tape has holes about every 6 inches. So you take your 1/2-inch plastic tubing, you'll punch your hole in it, you'll put a transfer barb in it, and then you'll connect your drip tape to it. And then the other end of your drip tape is hollow where you've cut it, and then that's where your goof plug comes into play, and you stop up the end of it. Stop up the end of it. The only other piece you need is this figure 8. I'm not even sure what it's called. We're going to call it the figure 8. And what it does is it pinches your 1/2-inch tubing so that you don't have water running all over the place. Ooh. So to get this whole system operational, eventually the back corner of the house, we're going to trench in underground plumbing out here, so we have running water. Long-term plans is maybe to have like a vegetable sink or a wash station here, but everything will be operated by one spigot. So we'll be able to turn the water on at one central location and it will water all the beds. The other piece that we don't have yet, I just ordered them, I ordered the wrong ones initially, is a shutoff valve that will go at the top corner of each bed so that we don't, if we want to, we can run every bed at one time, but it's not a must. We can conserve water by shutting off the beds that we don't actively have something growing in. But somewhere in this area we will have a spigot where, we'll have a spigot. When we turn it on, it goes to a pressure regulator and a filter, and then an adapter that hooks up to this 1/2-inch piping. There's actually 3 or 4 different pieces here. This pressure regulator is a 30 psi pressure regulator. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to put too much pressure on these lines will cause them to burst and rupture. So the pressure regulator reduces the pressure down to level of pressure that these hoses can handle, withstand. So again, you have your pressure regulator, then you have a filter to keep the sediment out of the lines as much as possible, that you can clean out if you need to, or tap into it if you need to run a hose or something off of it. And then it continues on to your underground line. So one thing not to do, where's my knife at? Hang on. All right, I'm gonna do a quick demonstration how to put the transfer barbs in, but I learned this is actually not the appropriate way. There's a tool for this. And the reason there's a tool for this is because once it's under pressure, the knife doesn't have a good clean cut. Some of them worked all right, but a lot of the places that I use the knife to poke this hole, just is spraying water everywhere when we turn the system on. But essentially all you do is you poke a hole, poke a hole just large enough to take one of these transfer barbs and push into the hose. You'll feel it snap when it goes in. Once it's seated all the way, it'll look like this. And then you take your drip tape and you push it onto the other end. So a finished connection will look like that on one end. And then on the opposite end, you have the 1/4 inch goof plug. That just stops the lineup. Now again, on this end where you poke the hole for the transfer barb, there's a tool for it. I think it's called a nicking tool. Could have that way wrong, but it basically is just a sharp piece just big enough to poke the hole so that your transfer barb fits in there properly. That 1/2 inch pipe I was telling you about, DripWorks sells it in 500-foot rolls. Get some. All I'm doing right now is running the 1/2 inch main line from bed 1 all the way down to our last bed, bed 6. Then I'll cut it to length. And then I've been working one bed at a time, so I'll finish this bed. This will already be laid out, and then I can splice into it for bed 2, and then bed 3, and so on and so forth. One thing to keep in mind and that I found helpful was this 1/2 inch tubing comes all spooled up. And so before you start working with it, if you could leave it out for a few hours in the sun, like stretch it out as far as you can and anchor it down, it helps to take some of the coil out of it, and it's just a little easier to work with. All right, so I finished bed 1 a few minutes ago. I'm about to start on bed 2. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of these T-connectors and I'm going to splice into it for bed 2. So it will run in line like this. Water will be coming in this way from bed 1. It will go up for bed 2, and then we'll continue on to bed 3 and beyond. Because my beds are 2 foot tall and 4 foot wide, I've already pre-cut a piece that's about 6 feet long that I'll use to run from the T at the ground up to the top of the bed and then across. And the one that runs across will be the one that the drip tape connects into. I use these little yard stakes, garden stakes, to help kind of keep things in place while I'm working on it. this little 2.5 inch piece, 3 inch piece here is temporary. This will be where, in between these two elbows, is where we'll mount our shut off. But for now, it's a placeholder until those come in, and it helps us get everything else lined up and assembled. Beds, when I tried to punch the hole with my knife, didn't work out too well. Some of the holes worked out okay. I did all right, but some of them just sprayed water everywhere because the hole was too big. It wasn't a perfectly round hole that this would snap into very well, so there just wasn't a good watertight seal. This tool is a punch that all it does is it lays over the 1/2 inch line, and then when you squeeze it, it punches it. Just like when somebody gets their ears pierced or something pierced, it just punches a hole through it. But it makes the perfect hole for your little coupler, the transfer barb. When the transfer barb goes in, you'll feel it snap into place, kind of hear it, and that's it. Makes it very easy, and then you grab your drip line and you slide it onto the other end of your transfer barb. And it is set up. And then you just roll your drip line out and you stake it in place where you want it. Hook up your water and bada bing, bada boom. It's a done deal. Today's day 2 of the irrigation setup. We would have had all of this done in one day, but I ordered the wrong shutoff valves to begin with. So we received the correct shutoff valves a few days ago. We have some good weather, and so we're just out here swapping those out. Last night I went ahead and modified these little pieces, or put them together, pre-put them together just to make it easier when I got out here to the beds. But basically we took this 1/2 inch tubing and I cut down little pieces that are about 2 inches long and put them on each end of the shutoff valve. And then I'm just putting them in between these two elbows. So we're putting these shutoff valves on the bed so that we're not watering any bed that doesn't need water, or we can put more water to a specific bed as it's needed. Right now we've planted 11 out of 12 of these boxes. So there's a 12th box that has nothing in it. It's got no need to have water running on it when we water all of the other plants. So these valves will just make things a little bit more efficient. They were only, I think, $1 a piece or so, and it's going to help cut down on waste and help us be a little more efficient in what we're doing. The other thing we're doing to help keep things neat and clean is attaching these hose clamps to the side of the bed, and it'll hold everything in place. It'll help alleviate any issues of someone walking by and snagging a tool on it and ripping a water line off the bed. It's just going to keep everything neat, clean, and snug up against the bed. One thing I like about this system, and it's probably not a DripWorks system specific thing that I like about it, but the setup in general is very easy to adapt and expand to later on. These pieces really don't require anything other than maybe a pair of snips or a box knife to cut it to length. And that's really it. And everything else you can do by hand. So again, expanding it, adding extra garden beds in the future, or running lines somewhere else in the future, or capping off a line even. It's all very simple, very easy. So that was it. Install was pretty easy. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, like this video, share it with your friends. And if you want to see how we built these garden boxes from the beginning, be sure to click up here or over here or down here or somewhere. And yeah, enjoy those videos as well. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.